There are struggles that leave visible scars. And then there are struggles that remain hidden. The smile that looks genuine, the joke that keeps everyone laughing, the I'm fine that ends the conversation before it begins. Tonight I want to talk about something that affects millions of men around the world, yet often remains unspoken. Men's mental health. Because sometimes the strongest looking people are carrying the heaviest burdens. June is often a time where conversations about men's mental health become more visible, and visibility matters. Across most countries, men account for the majority of suicide deaths, although patterns vary globally, and women report high rates of non-fatal suicide attempts. Behind every statistic is a person, a son, a father, a friend, a colleague, and perhaps someone who believes that they can carry everything alone. Psychologist Dr. Ronald Levant, known for his work on masculinity and men's psychology, found that many men grow up receiving messages that emotional vulnerability is weakness. Be strong, man up, don't complain. These messages are often well-intentioned, but over time they can teach men something dangerous, that asking for help is failure. Psychologist Dr. James Gross, who studies emotional regulation, has shown that suppressing emotions does not make them disappear. Instead, emotional suppression is often associated with increased stress, emotional exhaustion, and reduced well-being. The emotion remains, it simply loses its voice. And when emotions lose their voice, they often find another way out: irritability, withdrawal, substance use, burnout. There is someone I used to know. He was a friend of a friend, a kind of person who could walk into a room and instantly fill it with energy. People enjoyed being around him. He made others laugh. He seemed alive in a way many people admired. And now he's gone. Like many people who have lost someone unexpectedly, I sometimes find myself wondering what was happening beneath the surface. What pain remained unseen? What conversation never happened? These questions don't always have answers, but they remind me why these conversations matter. Psychologist Dr. Cacioppo, who spent decades studying loneliness, found that social isolation affects both mental and physical health. Many men maintain friendships through shared activities rather than emotional conversations, and while activities matter, emotional connection matters too. Sometimes a man can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. Psychologist Dr. Thomas Joyner, whose work focuses on suicide prevention, found that a sense of burdensomeness and disconnection often contribute to suicide thinking. Many men don't reach out because they don't want to be a problem. They tell themselves, others have it worse, I should handle this myself, it'll pass. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Researcher Dr. John Oliffe, who studies men's mental health, has also found that many men delay seeking support because independence and self-reliance are often tied to their sense of identity. Yet seeking help is not weakness, it is a form of responsibility. Depression in men does not always look like sadness. Psychotherapist Dr. Thames Reel, who has worked extensively with men and depression, explains that it may sometimes appear as anger, emotional numbness, withdrawal, excessive work, substance use, irritability. The suffering is real, it simply wears a different mask. So, what can help? Well, we can ask better questions. Instead of, are you okay? Try, how have you really been lately? Or, what has been weighing on you recently? Open questions create space. We may listen without immediately fixing. Psychologist Carl Rogers showed that feeling understood is often more healing than receiving advice. Many people don't need solutions immediately, they need presence. We should normalize emotional conversations. When we openly discuss our own struggles, we make it safer for others to do the same. Vulnerability can create connection, so can honesty. And stay connected. Research from psychiatrist Dr. Robert Waldinger, who leads the Harvard study of adult development, consistently shows that strong relationships are among the strongest predictors of health, happiness, and long life. Connection protects. If you're listening tonight and struggling, start small. Tell one person the truth. Not the polished version, the real version. You don't need to share everything. You only need to stop carrying it entirely alone. Consider seeking professional support. Therapists, psychologists, counselors, support groups. These are not places people go to because they are broken. They are places people go because they are human. Research in positive psychology, including the work of Dr. Martin Seligman, suggests that resilience is strengthened by supportive relationships, effective coping strategies, and access to resources. No one is meant to carry every burden alone. Compassion is not telling someone to be stronger. Compassion is helping them feel less alone. Psychologist Dr. Kristin Neff, known for her work on self-compassion, has shown that kindness toward ourselves and others creates conditions that support healing and resilience, not judgment, not shame, kindness. If there is one message I hope remains after tonight's episode, it is this: strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is the willingness to face struggle honestly, to speak, to listen, to reach out, to stay. And if there is a man in your life you haven't spoken to in a while, perhaps send them a message tomorrow. Not because you think something is wrong, but because connection matters before a crisis arrives. Good night, my friend, and take care of yourself and each other. Before you go to sleep tonight, ask yourself, who is one person I could check in on this week, and who is one person I could be honest with if I needed support? Sometimes a single conversation changes more than we realize.